Yeah, I think you're right, Cindy. So I got some clips this morning of Mike bragging that he reached out to a left-wing groups. Left wing, right wing, some wing. Not very good people. Right wing groups. Thank you, Lori. Right wing groups. Yeah, see, that's how, I mean, I don't even listen to him. So, I listen to the videos and I, take in what I think is, terribly important. So he has screenshots of him, and he will now have a digital footprint of him reaching out to right-wing groups and putting people's information in there and bragging that he hopes something is going to start happening and it's going to be really funny. Just something else to add to that resume. Here's my question to the chat here. Do you really think these right-wing groups give a shit about what some homeless dude in a van puts in their chat about women around the country that he has a beef with? Do you really think they're going to drop everything and say, hold my beer, hold my beer? This guy just put names in here. We need to look into it. I know, Ruby, it's disgusting. I know how you feel. I mean, come on. I know, Ruby. I love how he acts like he's doing these really good or bad things. And what he's actually doing is doing as little as possible to try to get a huge impact. How many times have you seen him make posts to tell his followers to do certain things? Oh, make sure you visit her page and blah, blah, blah. Make sure you do this, and then he goes to a right-wing site. Oh, these people, really? It's called a cult, yeah. Well, yeah, it's called a cult when there's stupid people that'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to be muting occasionally because I'm chewing, and I don't want to be chewing on live. Yeah, it is the Manson playbook. Remember in that whole Tate schmurder in the 60s? From what I remember about reading it is that Manson wasn't even there. He sent people to do it. Yep, the Tate LaBianca, yep. He's homeless and living in a van because he's been on the run from getting anything served through a court directly to him because he has so many protection orders and warrants out for him, and he never wants to take accountability for his actions. So because of that, he lives in his van So he doesn't have a set address where you can find him. But let's talk about what a pussy he is, okay? Because you know damn well if he had, hey, Ruby, get out of there. You know damn well if he had a family that actually liked him, if he had a house, if he had an actual life in which, you know, he went to work every day, got home with his kids and his wife or husband, whatever. And he actually had some morals, he wouldn't be doing this shit. Because he would be terrified that somebody would be coming to his house, or somebody would be doxing his address, or somebody would be calling his job. All the things that he does. He would be a victim of that, and he would tell people how wrong it is. But since he doesn't have those things, since he's a felon on the run, since he really has nothing to live for, that's why Florida Man is the way he is. He has nobody to protect. He has no kids that he cares about that he wants to protect their privacy. He has no significant other in his life where he wants to protect him or her. So he's got nothing. He's got zero. The warrants that he has will not time out. Felony warrants don't time out. Let me tell you what day is going to be great. A very, very wonderful day on TikTok will be when he is finally incarcerated and he's off this app. Because you know what? He'll be gone. What caused the felony warrants? Mr. Florida Man, allegedly, even though there's videos and proof and all that, he allegedly burglarized a business in Florida in which he stole over $100,000 worth of merchandise, of Pokemon cards. Not only did this business, from the last I had heard, had to go out of business because of him, because they've lost a majority of their inventory. I think the total was up to $119,000. But there's video evidence of him with what was stolen. You know, there's verification from the owner of this place in Florida that pictures that were sent to him of Florida Man having certain cards and, you know, certain packaging and certain price tags and certain boxes. It was verified that indeed those were the cards that Florida Man had in his van. I'm sorry, I was chewing again. Now, for most people, with somebody doing that alone, burglarizing, stealing over $100,000 worth of merchandise, putting a family business out of business, and of course, then you got to think about how are they paying their mortgage, how are they paying their bills, do they have kids, all that kind of stuff. Most people would see that and say, oh, fuck, that guy's an asshole. I don't want nothing to do with him. And yet there are still those handful of people that regardless of what he does, they will always be there for him. Which is really screwed up. Best day is going to be when he gets incarcerated and he goes back to Florida, and he'll be held most likely until the court and the trial because, you know, he doesn't have a residence and he's known to run from the law. So I would be very surprised if there's any bond out, you know, to pay to get out. But you know what the second part of that's going to be fantastic? The second part of that story that's going to be fantastic is when all of these people that have supported him have nowhere to fucking go. Because you know what? The person that they're hiding behind right now is not going to be there all the time. And when he's gone off this app, because he's finally caught by the law, those people are going to be lost. And wait till people on this app start going after them. Wait till information about those people start coming out. Because there are absolutely 100% people that are scared of Mike. And they're not going to put anything out about Queen Witch or Bougie or OG or Mittens or any of these other people. They're not going to put out information. And I mean, you know, most likely serious information about these people because Mike is around and Mike is protecting them. But when he's out of the picture, it is going to be World War III on this app. And just like when you bring information about beggars and scammers with Sean, with Maggie, with Jen, with Violet, with all these people, and when their story is blown to hell and the truth comes out about these people, what do you get? You get these followers that say, oh, I never knew. I never knew. I never knew he was doing that. I never knew he was lying. I never knew that. Oh my God, I'm so shocked. There will be people that come into lives and say, oh my God, I thought you guys were lying about Florida Man. Do you think it's weird that there are so many people that make videos about him calling him a liar with proof? And do you think it's weird that when Mike puts allegations out there, 99% of the time he never shows proof because it's his word and he's very trustworthy. And these people eat it up like a bowl of shit. When that 1% he does put proof out there, it will be a cropped screenshot of the part that fits nicely in his little hand, the same one that he uses for his little head, if you catch my drift. But the actuality is that that little receipt he does show does not show the entire information, like the thing with the IP address. Mike said that I'm pulling everybody's IP address. And, oh, Mike, I'm still waiting for that screenshot you said where you are going to post that we have put tons of information out about people in that Discord. We've been sharing information. Bitch, please. So we'll wait for that receipt too. I mean, we're not going to hold our breath though, because we'll lose 257 people. The only information that was shared in that Discord, and Mike blacked out the information on the sheet, was his own information. Why? Because he wanted to make it like there was so much information going out. And you know what, Florida man? Because of the fact you blacked that information out and made it sound like we had so many people's information, I think I will show that. Because you want to say what we're doing over there is dirty and we're deceiving, you know, like your actual Discord with all the files of people. Then, in order to prove it, I will show exactly what's on that little piece of paper that you blacked out. And guess what, dumbass? It's all your information. And why? Because we're getting a private investigator to find you. And obviously, a private investigator needs to have some background on the person they're looking for. But since you want to lie and say that we are pulling everybody's IP address when in fact that's not the case, and the fact that you want to continually lie on people to make them look bad like you, then I'll have to prove the fact that in the Discord that we had, and by the way, Mike, you did nothing. You didn't get the Discord shut down. As soon as I heard about those screenshots, we shut it down. So nice try. And, oh, by the way, we have another one up and running already, and we're letting people back in. So that fucking backfired, just like pretty much everything in your life. Oh, I will post that. I will show the screenshot of him with the redacted piece of paper that had information on it where he said that we're pulling people's IP addresses and sharing people's private information when in fact it was only you we were talking about. So, oh well. Sorry, Florida man. I've got to prove the integrity of people in my Discord. And at the same time, proving you're a liar. And, oopsie, some of your information's going to come out. Sorry, bro. Oops. There is a change going on TikTok right now. The tide is changing. There are people that are coming forward now that are not afraid of Mike anymore. If you guys didn't see Retina's video that she posted, and it's a pretty long one, it's like 10 minutes. But after the live, you've got to go see it. I reposted it. She absolutely skewered and freaking broiled about 5 people in that video. And you've got to see it. She's one of the ones that Mike has put out horrible information about. That's not true. Of course, never showing proof. And like her and dozens of other people on this app, we've had it. We're not afraid of him. He seems to think that, you know, people's jobs are going to give a shit. About what their employee does on social media. I mean, if it's nothing like, you know, racist or, you know, anything like that, if you're not disparaging the company you work for on social media, jobs don't care. So as Retina said about Snark, because Snark said that she's going to start contacting family members of people on this app that are going after her. Tattling on people that are in their 30s and 40s and 50s is a goddamn joke. And the fact that he thinks that threatening people with that should force somebody to cower down? Are you fucking... Listen. Are you fucking for real? I'm going to contact family members. People that are on this app that have been threatened by Mike or whoever, that I'm going to contact your family members. And I've talked to a couple that were in my similar position. They all know what we do. Our family knows what we do on this app. Do you really think that's going to be a gotcha? Somebody sent me a screenshot of Mike posting a list of people that are, a screenshot of people that are my colleagues and I work with. Dumbass, I have been retired for 3 years. I'm retired. What are you going to do? What did that prove? He's both, Charlotte. When y'all say you're going to call family members, who cares? Because one thing that's great about TikTok, and I could see this happening. Somebody gets called in and said, well, you know, we got a call or we got an email from somebody that says that you're doing this on social media. And all these people are going to do to their boss is going to say, bitch, hold my beer. And all you got to do is show the videos of these people. And their behavior on this app. Aw, is Snark streaming me? Does she need content? Do you need content, Snarky? Sorry to say, Snark, this live isn't about you because you're irrelevant. But you can go on and listen. That's fine. TikTok app and show who Florida Man is and who these other people are. And you know what every boss is going to say when they hear that Mike's a felon on the run? He's a lifelong criminal. He has multiple POs, multiple felony warrants. This is the stuff he does. This is the stuff he does making videos. This is the stuff he does making videos. Does fake funerals for people. Any boss. I heard a clip from his live, and the live was probably a couple weeks ago. This is when he was on his Dr. Phil / Chat GPT, Socrates, you know, his run there, trying to be the understanding, seeing both sides, and I call him Dr. Phil of shit, though, because that's all it was. You see how long that lasted. I saw a clip, though, where he said, you know, all I'm doing is putting information out there. And, you know, I don't want people to believe me. I want you to do your own research and then make your own decisions. That's what most people do on this app. People don't listen to me and believe everything I say. And that would be wrong. What people do listen to and see are receipts with the truth on it. But in Florida Man's case, as I said, if he shows receipts, it's receipts that are cut off, that are doctored, that are made up. Doesn't tell the whole story, and that's only 1% of the time. Remember when Jen was in his live? Oh, well, I believe Jen 100%. You don't have to show anything, Jen. You know, we're basing all this on trust. Bitch, please. About 5 people truly support him. The rest of them, I hope to God that they do their research. Like he said, I want everybody to do their research. Don't believe what I'm saying. I'm putting information out there. And I expect that people do their research and come up to their own conclusions. The one thing that Mike realizes, and I think I can call him Mike since he put my name out there for the 1,000th time yesterday. Mike thinks he's got a lot of support on this app. But there are more people on this app that want to see him off this app and put in prison. And if he knew how many people, and those of you that are in here, don't say anything. If he knew how many people behind the scenes from all over the country are working on their own and in groups to find his location, to contact authorities in that location to have him arrested for his outstanding warrants, his fucking head would blow up. He uses that like he's a victim. Do you know how many people on here are trying to get me arrested? Do you know how many people have been after me? Yeah, there's a lot of people after you because you're a fucking felon. What do you always hear from police departments? What do you always hear from justice departments? If you see something, say something. But he's a victim. The people that he's harassed, that he's bullied, and that word bullying is used so much on this app. Jen saying, oh, they've bullied me for years. You mean putting the truth out about you? That's not bullying. Mike saying, oh, there's so many people. There's so many people after. That's not bullying. That's trying to get a career criminal off the streets. If he knew the people in his orbit that are willing to talk for a dollar amount. Because let's face it, this is the USA, folks. The almighty dollar. Times are tough right now. Money talks. And money makes people talk. It's not a matter of if. Mike is going to get picked up. It's a matter of when. Yeah, somebody just brought up a commercial from the 80s. Remember that? What would you do for a Klondike bar? Oh, I'd fucking turn Florida Man in. Oh, yeah, Jen talks, but listen. Even Florida Man isn't that stupid to trust Jen. Come on. I mean, that's the one thing I'll say. He's stupid, but he's not that stupid. And isn't it funny how as soon as some other story came up, all of a sudden Jen's an afterthought? She's not even an afterthought. She's already been kicked to the curb. And the trash, the garbage is, the garbage companies have come around and picked up that trash. Yeah, I agree. I agree. So I am putting together a little something, something. And everybody that is listening in here, people that are window lickers, people that might hear this in another live, people that will hear this in recordings on YouTube and all that. What I would like to, what I am compiling is a list of the things that Florida Man has done to people on this app. And in conjunction with that, based on things happening on TikTok off this app too. Because I am going to make a bullet point list. I am looking into putting a GoFundMe up. And Pam, the difference between my GoFundMe and yours is going to be, I'm going to be updating people every day on how much money is coming in. I'm going to be showing receipts when money goes out of the GoFundMe and what they're for. So at the end of the day, everybody will see exactly what's happening. Where the money's going, what it's going for, what it was used for that day, what it was used for the following week. And fun fact, if what the GoFundMe is for is not all spent, then all the money that's remaining will be divided up by the amount of people that donated and will be given back to them. Because this isn't a money-making thing for me, unlike some people. I don't want people to say, oh, no, scammy clause. Keep $600 so you can fly, to the West Bank. This is not money making. This GoFundMe is going to be focused on finding where Florida Man is, having those local police get involved, have him legally arrested, and have him extradited to Florida. And part of that, once I dot my I's and cross my T's, because I'm looking at any legal ramifications from this, it has to be worded correctly. We're double checking some things to make sure that everything is on the up and up. I'm also thinking, and I will talk to some people behind the scenes here, I'm also thinking of using some of the money as a reward for any information leading to the whereabouts and the arrest by local police as to where he is. Money talks, y'all. Money talks. One person could not finance this on their own. If I was independently wealthy, multimillionaire, yeah, I'd do it on my own. But I'm not. I could absolutely kick in a couple $100. Absolutely, I will. But that's the power of the people. And that's when GoFundMe's work, is when you have a lot of people that support a cause. And maybe that person can only donate $10. And, they sit here and they think, well, I can't do anything about Florida Man. I can't hire a private investigator. I can't help with this. But that's wrong. You can. Because when you have hundreds of people that want the same outcome and you pull your money and resources together, absolutely, there is power in numbers. And I'll tell you what. I saw a clip of Florida Man from a couple nights ago saying that, I think he said it was February. I don't know if it was this year or something, that he was in touch with Dora and said that he wanted to come to a, come to a ceasefire or something between me and him, and, reach out to Scammy Claus and tell her I want to talk to her and, I want to put this to rest. How many times have you heard him do that? He wants people to bow down to him so they stop talking about him. He doesn't want people to look into him, maybe find information that other people don't know. He doesn't want that. So what he does is he threatens people. I myself, I want to say it was over a year ago, I got a message from Mike saying that he wanted me, he had a list of 4 or 5 things he told me that he wanted me to do during one of my lives. Because he didn't like something I said about somebody. This was a year ago this past summer. Setting talking points for me and telling me how to run my platform, or he and I would have problems. Yeah, he did that to Scam Slim. He's done it to a lot of people. In not so many words, I told him to go fuck himself. Sorry, I had to open my garage here. Making demands about other people's platforms. I can hear it too now. I can hear Scammy Pammy saying, Scammy Claus, you made demands on me. Demands on me. So before you even go there, Pammy, because I know exactly what you're saying right now, if you're still listening, making demands on a platform and asking you to do the right thing about showing receipts of people's money that you begged for is two totally different things. So you can just take a fucking chair. I don't think anybody's reporting. I'm moving around in my house. I'm multitasking. Exactly, Harley Ryder girl. One thing I will agree with Mike, though, is this. In that video clip I heard, and it was an older clip, he said something about, Scammy Claus and I, we make videos and, back and forth at each other, and it's kind of fun. It is. It is. I think he's made some really brutal videos of me with his, with the cartoon stuff that I thought was fucking hilarious. I mean, I literally laughed out loud at some of the videos he made of me. I mean, the information was not factual, but I mean, the videos themselves are hilarious. I think I've made some pretty good ones of him. And that's where it should stay. But he decided to take that stuff off the app and get personal and pull in people that have nothing to do with this app and to get people involved that aren't even part of it. Smashley said something that I completely agree with, and I feel the same way like she does, where there's so many of us that have morals. And we would never do 1% of the shit that he has done on this app. I wouldn't post pictures of people's houses, their families, their relatives who are deceased, family members, jobs, anything like that. But he does all the time. And Smash said last night something to the extent of, morally, she can't do that stuff, but sometimes she wonders why not. And I feel the same way. You heard the old term, the old phrase, fight fire with fire. But the dividing line there is the fact that, in fact, morally and ethically, I could never do that. Exactly. And that's why I could never do that. If I was a different person, oh yeah. But that's the difference between what he does and a majority of the people that he goes after. We're not willing to sell our souls to the devil to do that. And it amazes me that based on his resume of on this app to people, off the app, off the app, off the app. Because like I said, most people in this world would choose not to associate with somebody like that. But like I said, let them do their thing, because eventually Mike's going to be gone. And let's see where they end up. So again, those people that are listening, please reach out to me. You can message me on my email, scammyclaws@gmail.com, spelled just like my username here. Or you can message me on here. And please send me a list of what Mike has done to you on this app, because this will be part of what I will be posting. As a way to show why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because yes, he's done a lot of crappy shit to me. All lies, of course, with no proof. But I'm only one of the countless victims. Oh, spread love. Oh, Jesus Christ. Why are you trying to be so relevant? Just why? So I'm going to start reading, paying attention more to the chat now. If there's anybody that has any questions, if anybody wants to come up here, you're more than welcome to. But yeah, you know, I as I said, I don't listen to this fat fuck anymore. I don't. I mean, whoever has time to fucking sit online for 6 hours on a clip and just lie about people. slander people. I mean, you know, and the people that listen, you guys, you go, boo boos. You go. What you can do, and I hope I'm not overstepping my bound here. You can message Mel, and you can message um, request the Discord. Okay, but you know, we're letting people back in very slowly, as you can imagine. Yeah, you know, it's a shame. Shame. The Discord is a good Discord, and it continues. It will continue on. And it is continuing. I think we had it down